Alrighty, nerds, I'm back. You may be wondering, why, STI Josh, do you have all your clutches on your table? For you guys. I'm just as young as you guys, so I am ever learning. And that's a good thing. So, I wanted to today show you guys every single clutch that will be on the STI or has ever been on the STI. And I want to give you guys some pointers on what to look for when your clutch is worn, what to do if you are planning to reuse old parts on the vehicle, and what to look for when replacing said clutch. Because obviously I got all three examples sitting right here. Let me break down the parts on the beautiful table for you guys. We got my factory clutch that came with the vehicle when I bought it. This is an OEM STI clutch. This thing is destroyed because I was learning manual when I got this clutch. Car had 90,000 miles on it. This clutch felt amazing when I got it. It did not feel amazing after I drove it for a couple of years. OEM clutch, completely worn, donezo. That includes the pressure plate and the OEM flywheel right here. This could probably be saved, as well as the pressure plate. Clutch, cooked. So we're gonna name that bad clutch. This guy just came out of my car. This is an Exedy OEM equivalent clutch. Did an amazing job. Dailied it for 30,000 miles, or close to 30,000 miles on the car. Taught people manual with this clutch. Slightly better than this guy, obviously, why I went with it. It's about halfway used right now, but obviously I replaced it. Not bad. Pressure plate could be reused, and the flywheel that I bought with it, my lightweight flywheel from Exedy, love this thing to death, he is going to get reused. This will not be getting reused, and I'll explain that later on in the video. And obviously right here, brand new stuff. This is my XClutch, brand new XClutch. This guy, ready for horsepower, ready for times, ready for trek, ready for whatever the heck I throw at it, obviously. This guy is that guy's replacement. And you might be wondering, Josh, why are you replacing it? Because I couldn't get this stuff to work. That is exactly why I'm replacing it, and that is exactly why I'm making this video, just to kind of give you guys a sense of what it looks like when you're worn, halfway used, and brand new. Gives you a scope of what to look for in clutches, and it gives you an idea of what to expect out of your vehicle's performance, and just kind of explains my experience and why I have 3 clutches. So let's dive more into the video so you guys can see why my mistakes don't have to be yours. Alrighty, let's get into this video. Why did I bring 3 of my vehicle's clutches onto this table for you guys? Because I want to show you what to look for, what things you should be inspecting on your vehicle, regardless of if you drive a Subaru or not, when working on it. For starters, this is my used clutch. We're going to call it old. No life left on this guy. This is my halfway used clutch. It's got 20,000 miles on it. This is my Exedy Stage 1. This is what just got pulled out of the vehicle. We'll use this as halfway clutch. That's what we're going to call it. If you don't like the name, fight me in the comments. This is my brand new to me child, my XClutch. You know, it is also an organic Stage 1, but it's rated for a little bit more horsepower than these two, obviously. So we're going to call this brand new guy. Just want to show you guys what to look for when replacing your vehicle's clutch. For starters, we'll start with bad. This is a no, do not put this back in your car. Bad, right? This clutch, thin. I could throw it on the floor right now and it'd break. There's wisp of clutch material coming off on every little bit. This thing was on my car from when I bought it at 90,000 miles to when I spent it at 105. It took me 15K to learn how to drive manual properly. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Yeah, this is gonna slip. This is bad. If you pull this out of your car, do not put it back in. There is no material left to connect with your flywheel or your pressure plate. And my favorite part, this is a pressure plate. Cool, right, kids? Look at all the heat scarring on this guy. There's, well, I don't know what that's from, but there's nothing but clutch material on this thing. It could probably be saved. If you just ordered a clutch, this could probably be shaved. You'd have to send it to a machine shop so they could re-flatten this surface, because the heat inside a transmission will warp them I don't care what your mom says. I don't care what your grandma says. I don't care what your dad says. I don't care how long they've been a mechanic. Heat is going to warp all of this stuff. So when looking for it, look at the heat spots. This is my original flywheel that came with this setup and had nothing but heat spots. Great OEM clutch. The owner before me knew how to drive manual, so this was in the car for a very long time before I got my hands on it, and I spent it. Obviously, when you're in this situation, just replace it, at least the clutch, and resurface both of these. So that's for bad clutch, settled. Halfway clutch, where I'm at in life. This just came out of my car. I put this in at 105,000 miles many moons ago, and I'm at 130K now. Is this clutch bad on paper per se? No. Did I replace it still? Yes. All right. Similar situation. This one is a lot better. There is still a decent amount of material on there. If you did want to reuse this, it's not the end of the world. You'll probably get another 20,000 miles out of it. Not a bad clutch. This is not an OEM clutch. I want to reiterate that. This is an Exedy Stage 1. This one is supposed to be the factory equivalent from them, is what this is called. So it's supposed to feel like your normal clutch. It was a lot heavier than my normal clutch. People did not like driving my car while this was in there. I loved it though. Didn't kick my butt when I was in traffic. Really good for what I intended it for, right? So this is an OEM replacement clutch. It was intended to be within the stock horsepower range. Obviously, I got a catless downpipe and got tuned a few months after I did this clutch job, and I wasn't planning for it, but I took precautions, and this clutch was able to hold it. As you can see by this flywheel, there's a lot of heat spots on it. Not a bad, or dang, I called this a flywheel. This is a pressure plate. Apologies. This is a pressure plate. But this guy's got a lot of heat spots on it. I did launch the living dog water out of this car a couple times, and it would need to be resurfaced. So, not a bad setup, but please ensure that you don't do the mistakes I did and just take it out and try to put it back in. This pressure plate needed to be resurfaced. That flywheel that I have in the vehicle needed to be resurfaced for this setup to work. So if you're at the halfway mark when working on your vehicle, it's a coin. Flip it and see. Take both those parts to the machine shop, resurface them, properly made it to the motor, you're golden. If not, do what I did and replace them, especially if you're planning to go with more power than what this clutch is rated for. All these are organic clutches, but the way they're built and some of the components inside, this obviously ensure that it makes more power or can hold more torque and power than what you're currently pushing. Next up, my favorite one, the new guy. As you can see, plenty of clutch material. This thing is gonna hook immediately. There's not gonna be any problems, no tears of sadness or joy, whatever you wanna cry when your vehicle is down or working. That clutch is gonna do exactly what I need it to do, which is hold the horsepower goals I'm intending to make. The pressure plate and throwout bearing are in immaculate condition, and as you can see, no heat scarring, and it's not unlevel. One thing I want to make clear to everybody that I didn't know until I took all my parts to the machine shop was that heat warps everything. Heat will get to everything. I thought my clutch was invincible. I was wrong. So heat will warp all of this over time. The only one that is gonna fit perfectly and go back how it intended is gonna be that new one that I got from XClutch. Obviously, you can save some parts, as you can see right here. This is a little bit of a different section, kind of a segue. These are clutches, these are flywheels. This one is my original one that came with the car from Japan. It is about 18 to 24 pounds. I don't remember the exact number, but that bad boy is heavy. This guy, heavy, all right? Could I have reused it? Yes, 100%. Resurface this guy, get the bends out of it. From the heat warp, this can go back in, and obviously replace this pilot bearing. This can go back in tonight. But needs of the car require different things. A big issue with STIs that I know that I hated on my car for the first year I had it, completely despised it, rev hang. This is the reason why your vehicle has rev hang, right? It has to spin this heavy thing, you know, pretty fast, and that'll cause rev hang. What did I do when I replaced my clutch the first time? I got a lightweight flywheel. This thing's about 10 to 12 pounds, give or take. Go to Exedy's website. That's the brand of this one. It is a steel lightweight flywheel. I love that guy to death. All right. Took away my rev hang, allows my motor to spin faster. Obviously, it means I can go faster. And I did not just buy a new one, because this guy, I took it to a machine shop like a responsible car owner, and I got it machined. Obviously, they made the mating surface ready for the new clutch and pressure plate, and I got a new pilot bearing put in it as well. So she's ready to go. Obviously, do your research before you do any of work when it comes to your drivetrain, but I want everybody to take it more seriously due to the fact that this is what's putting the power to the wheels. So if you are entertaining going any faster, do your research when it comes to the clutch you want on the vehicle, all right? OEM clutch is awesome for a stock car. This is awesome for something that you're not planning to put crazy power to, you know. Awesome for daily driving. That's why I love this clutch setup. The new one I got, it is ensuring that I can push the power numbers I want without slipping or wrecking my drivetrain. Not saying these couldn't do it, but I wanted to be confident in my build. So that's what this little 10-minute class was for, just to ensure that you beautiful Subaru owners, and any car owner obviously, is doing their research when it comes to their clutch. Could I have gotten a 3-puck, 4-puck, 6-puck clutch? Yes, but I'm not planning to make 500 plus horsepower with my STI yet. So for the meantime, I'm gonna go with a very nice organic clutch. It's gonna do great in traffic, and it's gonna do amazing on the track, hopefully. But that's kind of wrapping up this section. Let's go into the garage so you guys can see a little bit of the build and close out this video. So transition now. All right, hopefully that video was useful to you guys. If you're wondering where I've been, pulled the motor on my car. Ding! Had to do some maintenance on the vehicle. It was leaking oil from everywhere. It does not leak oil anymore, so success number one there. And I had to do some serious maintenance because I beat on this car because I want to, obviously, and I couldn't live with the idea of just, you know, beating on this car every day and not doing the maintenance that it needs. So I did an engine out service on this car, did some pretty upgrades to her. Here's a little sneak peek at what I did right there. If you know, you know. All my EJ25 owners, it's a God save apparently. We're gonna find out. But boom, that is the end of the clutch video. Pray you guys learned something new. You know, whether it's when to replace your clutch, learn from my mistake. Obviously, you know, I tried to use my old clutch thinking it was fine because it had 30K on it, and it was grinding against my flywheel. You know, mistakes were made, lessons were learned. It is what it is. Hopefully this new clutch can deal with the power I'm planning to throw at this EJ25. And I just hope to learn more, obviously, from owning this car and to teach you guys more with this car. So let me know if there's any EJ25 style videos, Subaru lessons y'all need. I've done a lot to the car, so any little niche that you want to know about this car or anything that you want to do that I've done on this engine will hopefully be coming your way. Let me know in the comments what videos you guys want to see, what more you want on this channel. I know this kind of took a twist from reviewing cars and going to car shows to Josh pulling his motor, but someone's got to do the maintenance, and I ain't paying no mechanic if I'm one myself. So more videos to come. That was a clutch video. Like I said, do not neglect your drivetrain. If you want him to make power, your drivetrain needs to be able to take the power. And if you don't live by that, you are going to slip and lose every race. So hopefully taking some precaution saves me a headache in the long run. I had to pull this motor 3 times because I thought I was smarter than I was. Had to hum by myself a little bit, but we're doing it slow, doing it right this time, getting her all buttoned up and ready so that this STI can be a happy camper and not throw any lights at me. That's the important part. But like I said, any more video recommendations? Ben's not in here because I think he's sleeping. He just did transmission work on this car. There's a lot of stuff that went down, not just on the engine, but Ben did work to the transmission for me while I was doing this. So if you guys want his clips, I do have them. Hopefully posting them here soon. Thanks for watching the channel. Subscribe if you like Subaru content or like cars or think I'm funny or you don't like me, you know, subscribe. I enjoy the viewership. And if you have any questions, you know, follow me on Instagram or TikTok. I typically respond on there. Hope to get more content out for you guys. But yeah, this is the story of my life, is breaking stuff and teaching you guys how not to break what I break. But hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day and enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe.